I'm Sebastian. I live in Chile. I love hiking mountains. I want to be a mountain guide someday. I like walking along the river. The water is clean and refreshing. Higher up, there is also water. Look, these are the El Tatio geysers. They blow big clouds of steam. That is water, but as a vapor in the air. At the top of the mountains, there is snow. This is water, but frozen. It's hard and you can walk on it. Water can be a liquid, but also a solid when it's frozen. And it can be a vapor in the air. Therefore today, Foolproof is about freezing and evaporation. And could I make such a beautiful geyser myself? Here is my strong assistant. This is Rodrigo. He doesn't like to walk. I don't know why. It's great fun. Would you like a cup of tea? Time for the first experiment. Water is a liquid. You can pour it. If I wait a moment, then I can see it disappear. The liquid water becomes water vapor. It goes into the air. Can you do anything with it? Sure. You can make glue using evaporation. Here I have a package of cornstarch. It is a dry powder. It doesn't stick. If I add water and heat it in a pan, it becomes a sticky paste. Now smear it on a car. I now have glue to stick, for example, a poster on. The water from the glue evaporates. The starch stays behind and gets hard. The poster stays in place. You can also smear the glue in your hair. The water evaporates and you get a stiff cowlick. Water vapor is also used in steam engines. A large boiler of water is heated. This causes a huge amount of water vapor. If a valve is opened, then you can see and hear it really well. The water vapor forcefully exits the whistle. This force can also be used to put wheels into motion. For example, the wheels of an old steam train. Or this tractor. Or the wheel of a steamboat. They all move through water vapor. We're going to build a real steamboat. This is what it will look like. You will need an aluminium tube, an empty milk carton, and a candle. Okay, fill the aluminium tube with salt. Now comes the hard part. Bend the tube around a stick 3 times. It takes real strength. The salt prevents the tube from breaking. If it goes well, you get this spiral form. The tube, without the salt, goes into half of the milk carton. Put the candle under the spiral and the steamboat is ready. Fill the spiral with water and light the candle. Yes, it's working. It jerks when it moves. That's why it's called a pop-pop boat. Water sits in the spiral. The heat of the candle creates water vapor like a steam engine. The pressure starts to increase. The water vapor is pushed out of the back of the boat with force. It causes the boat to shoot forward. Pop, 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 pop. What's that I hear? More pop-pop sounds? Has Rodrigo built a new boat? No, It's popcorn. That's tasty. And interestingly, popcorn works in the same way as a pop-pop boat. There's a little water in the corn. If it is heated up, the water evaporates and causes a buildup of pressure in the kernel. As a result, it explodes and you get popcorn. Cool, right? Pop, 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 pop. We're going to make a geyser in a bottle. For this, we need a microwave. Place a bottle with a little bit of water in the microwave. Set it for 4 minutes at full power. Watch out, you can get serious burns from the boiling water and the hot bottle. Pour the water out and stick the bottleneck in a bucket with water. Whoosh! A geyser in a bottle. It works just like a reverse steam engine. The bottle is full of steam. If it cools down, it creates a low pressure. The water gets sucked into the bottle. What a cool trick! I have another trick which uses a bottle to make a geyser. I take a bottle of cola and put 10 Mentos candies into this tube. Now put the candies into the cola. Ta-da! It looks like a geyser, but it has nothing to do with water vapor. We are standing next to the geysers of Altazio. It's the largest geyser region in the world. It lays near a volcano, and this makes the ground warm. The water in the ground is also warm. It even boils. The water evaporates, and this creates a lot of water vapor. You can see it here as huge plumes of steam. It works the same way as my kettle. If I boil water inside, it also gives off plumes of steam. In that way, the geysers are like big kettles. But what is the difference between water vapor and steam? And why does the steam disappear when it reaches 20 meters high? If you heat water, there is water vapor. This is when water becomes small, invisible particles in the air. At a certain point, there is a lot of water vapor in the air. The air becomes full. The water vapor particles stick to each other. They become small droplets. That is steam. The steam goes upwards. There it mixes with air that has very little water vapor in it. The water droplets can evaporate again. The steam disappears. How can you make water vapor visible again? For this, you need a bottle and a cork. Drill a hole in it. Push a bike valve inside. Put a little rubbing alcohol in the bottle and cork it. Let's pump. Do it carefully because the cork can suddenly pop. After pumping about 20 times, pull the cork off. Yes! A cloud in the bottle. Pretty. Because we pumped more and more air into the bottle, the pressure grew very high. When I pull the cork out, the pressure drops at once. It's like a cold snap in the bottle. Less water vapor fits in cold air, so tiny droplets of water arise. You see it as a cloud. Real clouds are formed in the same way. In the air, there's water vapor. As the air rises, because it comes against a mountain, for example, the air cools. Then less and less water vapor fits in the air. Just like the bottle, you get small droplets. Those are clouds. The air around a glass of iced tea is also very cold. Less water vapor fits in cold air. That results in droplets of water, not as clouds, but as drops on the glass. If you make water even colder, to less than 0 degrees Celsius, then liquid water becomes ice. Or snow, but that's really just little pieces of ice with a lot of air between them. And if the ice warms up, then it melts. This experiment is especially for strong assistants. How can you attach 2 ice blocks together? Just push really hard. The pressure melts the ice. You get a layer of water between the ice cubes. If you stop pushing, the water freezes and glues the cubes together. During the day, it's so hot, you can't see the steam from the geysers. Only in the morning, the air is cold enough for beautiful plumes of steam. How can I make my own steaming geyser? It's actually quite simple. I must make sure the air is really cold. We'll do this with dry ice. That's ice that isn't made with water, but with carbon dioxide. It's 60 degrees below 0. If you touch it, your fingers will immediately freeze. I'm going to cool down the warm air with it. Rodrigo fills a bucket with warm water. Now it gets exciting. The ice must be put in very quickly and then covered with a lid with a hole in it. Whoa! A real geyser! Yes! What fun! A homemade geyser!